Why is it? I mean, this is a great question if it's looked at from a basic standpoint without jumping in, allowing your mind to jump in and try and take ownership of what it knows. Why is it that human beings have created a world meaning a quality of mind, based on assumption, based on sound, based on vision, perception, based on sense, touch, and of course the one that is not included in our sensory, thought. But thought basically is a collection of senses built into what this could possibly be. Everything is possibilities to the ego. Everything is assumption and possibilities. Yet we use the words freely: ego, truth, reality. But are these just other assuming words? What is truth? Anything that we invent or create, we have to go back in to what we have to do is go back into the emotional point where the word arises from, to understand the feeling or the senses that one person must have gave life to this word. One person gives life to a word. It's then projected. The team of directors say, yeah, we'll accept it, we'll put it in a dictionary. That's it. Into the education system, tell the children what the word is, and let's give them meanings based on your emotional, you that created the word's emotions and sensory activity and what came. See? It could be a psychological feeling, it could be a physical feeling, or it could be an insight, a revelational feeling from something within this I. So which one of these feelings is true? Is feelings true? What is truth? You see? So to go back into the discovery of every word, we have to go back in to the feeling and the emotion and what this word was derived from. In today's world, we make up words based on thought, not feeling. We make up words based on how we can adapt something, and enhance something, control something, destroy something. All the isms, destructive words, absolutely destructive words. The actuality of what takes place in our living communication and interaction is true. But the words used to describe it, if they're true, if they're a feeling and an emotion from each one of us to describe internally without projecting externally about what word we get from this feeling of sadness, happiness, anger, words. You see, anger, it has to be a true word, a true-ish kind of word. Because, well, the expression of anger is true. How we describe it for you may be different from that one. You see, and this is the assumption. The assumption is, from my point of view, I understand goodness as this, and this, and this, and this, and this. And the next one says, well, I understand goodness not on this, this, and this, and this, but the first this, the third this, and another couple of thises. And the one that, through the emotional sensory reaction to life, that does things that we would judge as not good, they say, well, I think good in this is this and this and this. And the other two say, no, get that out of there and put it on this side. All egoistic, conditioned, programmed, self-conditioned, self-programmed, self-ego of what we assume is good and bad, what we assume is right and wrong, what we assume is true and fake, what we assume is real or unreal. That's ego. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. That what is self-realized, that what is beyond ego, every single one of us, not one separate from the other, knows. They don't assume. They know. But they don't have the intellect of mind, of words, of the assumed methods of human beings to replicate or project or share that what they know. So they use silence, they use meditation, they use prayer, they use mantras, they use anything that is not pertinent to what ego knows, or ego is, well, what ego decides it knows. So that's why in your ego state, when someone is chanting, ridiculous, what the hell are they doing? You know, because it's not in your vocabulary. When someone is praying on their knees, on the floor, get your knees dirty. What the hell are you doing? Nothing's going to answer. It's a lot of nonsense. You use words to assume that you're right and they're wrong. In meditation, what's that about? Waste of time, you know, things to do. Yeah. Nothing wrong with ego's choices. Nothing wrong with your choices. But the judgment is based on, I can't even assume what they're doing, so I'll make up words and languages and meanings to tell the world that I know what they're doing. They're praying for aliens to come. They're praying for a fictitious God. They're meditating because they're trying to escape from their duty on this earth. They're doing everything possible to stay out of the life that I know. The life that I assume I know. A genuine ego, a genuine human being that lives through ego will always say, I know, but I'm not sure. Yeah? A genuine quote from one man who is probably one of the most despised men in the world, in his ego, in our ego state of judgment. Bill Gates was asked by a interviewer, Do you think this AI, are you confident? Are you confident of this AI actually doing what it suggests to do? What it proposes to do? What are you expecting from one so intelligent, so rich and so famous and so able and so capable? You're expecting him to say yes or no. He says, no, I'm not confident. But I'm pretty sure time will reveal itself. So he's saying no. Like, I'm not confident. But he's not saying I'm not accepting either of these sides. I'm not confident. But time itself will reveal whether in which direction this AI takes. How stable is that? The interviewer says, that makes me uneasy that you don't know. Where is the uneasiness coming from? The interviewer, because we put our trust in an ego state into those that we expect to know. They're paid to know. And yet you know in your ego state that they don't know. And when they say they know and they don't, and it doesn't happen, never trusted that man. Never trusted him. You say they're not God, but you want them to behave like God. Is this a feeling of power or a feeling of ignorance? You see, ego, power, ignorance. Those that are self-realized know. And those that are self-realized know the value of ego and the value of digging yourself out of ego and the freedom of seeing that regardless of what state any human being is portraying is not true. The state of life is true. It's projecting itself in so many diverse ways. The diversity comes from a mind that says, this is good, this is bad, this is okay, this is better, this is superior, this is rubbish, this is great, this is nonsense. This is sensible, that's not. The mind that moves and fluctuates and changes its mind every day. In tune with the changes of life. But the changes of life are not changes segmentally. The wind doesn't blow without the sea being affected, and the grass. The planet does not turn without other planets turning in an energetic and very balanced and sequential way. So everything is moving as one. But the ego sees, no, that one, 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 that one. And the self-realized sees the same. But they accept that one, 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 as the same one. As the same as myself. I forgot the question. Assumption. The ego assumes, the self-realized knows. Beneath each ego mind is the self-realized. Until the self realizes itself, it will continue to need ego, quite rightfully, to survive, until this will of God says, get out. I've got a lesson to tell you. What the hell are you playing at? What the hell are you playing at? You have a purpose and a role. Your role, your purpose it's been given to you. What are you forgetful about? What are you forgetting? What is it that there's to forget about life being sacred? Get back. So self-realized through the light of Christ and God doesn't mean you're special. It actually means you've just remembered, but you've a major task to do now. A major task. You have to accept everyone for what they are, as God does.